G'day fellas and welcome to a casted game. This is a special one for you guys. We got a 2v2 and spawning in on the south side, playing in the color purple on the deli, we've got Salami. It is the Wallalol god himself who is spawning in. His teammate a little bit further on up towards that northern position, playing as the Chinese in the color pink. We've got Beastie Cutie. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a show match. Now, I don't know who sponsored this. I don't know where the money came from. I don't know who is responsible for any of this stuff. But what I do know is that this is a long series. This is an 11-game series. So that means the first player to 6 wins or the first team that hits 6 wins is going to be taking away that big prize pool. If I remember correctly, it's $2,000, so that's a lot of money. But let's introduce the other side, spawning up in this northernmost position, playing in the teal on the English. We've got Core and his ally, also a German. We've got Lash playing the French in the orange color. Now, I'll provide a little bit of a disclosure here up front. I'm running a little bit light on sleep. Things not going the best at the moment with baby Drongo, unfortunately. So, look, I may make mistakes during this cast. Now, for anybody who's not following me on Twitter, YouTube actually demonetized one of my videos. You guys want to know why they demonetized the videos? Because I have to be very careful with my pronunciation of words, because for some reason they think when I say the word can't that I'm saying a different word. And I'm not even kidding you, dude. I lodged a review and everything. They demonetized the video. I lodged a review and they hit me back and they're like, sorry, a human reviewed it and yep, it's demonetized, bro. Bad luck. And I'm just like, but I didn't even say anything bad. It's just my accent. So anyway, look, we're still fighting. We're still, fighting that battle. Hopefully, I don't make any sort of omissions. I'm just going to avoid the C word at all costs today. And I'm not talking about the profanity. I'm just talking about the negative to or the opposite to can. All right. That is, hey, be careful, Drongo. Don't go anywhere near the word flush or anything like that. You got an accent, mate. Now, another thing to note is that we've got this beautiful UI on us today as well. This one has been done up by Kush. I think his pronunciation is. I always think of Noosh, but it's Kush or Kush. I'm not sure how to pronounce it, but he's done a great job with it. You can see at the top there, all of the details are provided. Of course, we've got the food. We've got the food gatherers. We've also got the amount that's in stock at the moment. Your population, your villager population, your military population, your villager's idol, your siege. I think that's siege population. You've got your relics captured or your relics being held, and then your relics that are actually safe inside their respective buildings. So let's talk a little bit about this matchup, a little bit about what we've got here today for us. So, starting off, on the north side, we've got the classic composition, and something that we talk about quite a bit here when it comes to 2v2, it is that English-French classic composition. You've got the French who loves to go for those knights nice and early. You've got the English who love to do the longbows. It makes it really easy to get your composition great. But the problem is, this is really predictable. And I wouldn't be surprised today to see Salami go for a bit of a cavalry open, and at the same time, Beastie probably going to be doing the same thing. Double cavalry against this composition is very smart, because as long as the English player, or the French player for that matter, doesn't make too many spearmen, well, you should be okay. At least you should be okay for the first, 8 or 9 minutes. But that's all theory. Doesn't necessarily mean that that's going to be the case. But let's take a look at how Beastie is doing at the moment. We're going to ride on board with him. He's playing the Chinese, and we got the Dynasty button, the Tang Dynasty button. It's down here. I like that. We didn't actually have that on the last UI. I'm not sure if you guys remember, but let's see if we've got the Scholar button for Salami. Oh, see, we don't have the Scholar button. Maybe, oh no, the Dome of the Faith. Yeah. So I'm assuming if we were to be watching like the Holy Roman Empire, we wouldn't have a prelate button either. But anyway, it's still cool to see that that's changed. So we'll check in with Beastie. He's playing the Chinese. You guys know I love to play the Chinese. So if I'm Beastie and I'm in this position, how do I play? I would probably play it Song Dynasty into Horseman. I think that's probably going to be the best way to do it. So we'll wait and see whether he actually goes for a Song Dynasty. Enemies already reaching the feudal age. We see Core's gone up. We see Lash has gone up. Beastie a little bit slow to the party here. He's going to be up at just shy of 5 minutes. I suspect going to be having that Imperial Academy working overtime shortly, but he's got to get that Barbican out. And speaking of getting units out already, we see that Knight beginning to come out now for Lash. We're right on board with it as it begins to make its way across the map, heading towards the Delhi base in the south, which is owned, of course, by Salami. And we have a barracks that's going to be coming out for Salami. So an interesting decision to go for barracks here. I guess this obviously is the correct decision when it comes to 1v1. But my argument is in 2v2, it makes a lot more sense just to go stable here. Because you can be very certain that the English player is going to be making longbows. And that's exactly what we've got Core doing at the moment in the north. Now, Core not typically known as an English player. So I'm looking forward to seeing what he pulls out today. Probably a few towers. If there's one thing you need to know about Core, it's that he likes to make towers. Knight now coming in, looking towards that gold mine. We can see the upgrade coming through, but no villagers actually going to be held on gold. Now, I guess one of the other things that we can talk about when it comes to Age of Empires 4 and the way that you play team games, it works pretty much like any strategy game with regard to team games. So ideally what you want is you want a support role and you want a carry role. And I know that sounds a little bit strange, like wouldn't you just want to have 2 carries? Well, not necessarily, because your support role, let's say Salami as an example, he could be supporting Beastie in his role as the carry. Wait, I just realized that. Have we lost? Where's our time? Normally we have the timer. I can't see the time. I mean, I can see the time down here. I know you guys can't see the timer down here. Yeah, that's very strange. I can't... well, I thought we had the timer at the top, but I guess not. Maybe it's fallen off. Hold on. Has my UI fallen off? Look at this. Do you guys see that? This one. Look at this. What are you doing over there, mate? Get back over here. It's kind of off the screen right now. So I don't know. Maybe there's a few things that we got to work out exactly. But yeah, typically what you would see is players looking to play support role and carry role. So essentially what that would mean is here we can see Salami is looking to try and build up a solid defense. So ideally he wants to try and 2v1 as long as possible. And at the same time, Beastie, we don't see him going for that second town center yet, but I would expect that we would see it a little bit earlier than normal, and he would be looking to try and boom up. Now, there's ways that your Delhi player can support you. So one of the things that we do see from Delhi quite a bit in team games is going for professional scouts first, just because they've got the access, or they've got access to so many hunts out on the map. So it just makes sense to go out there and get that. So one of the things that you can do is look to bring in these hunts down towards your Chinese player, get them on the mill, even bring in this one over here, drop it on the mill, and then that way you're able to guarantee that your Chinese ally doesn't need to transition to farms, and as a result, you're supporting him. You're helping him. You're not donating that much. You're donating, your APM, you're donating a couple of scouts, that sort of thing, but you are helping a massive amount. And now for Salami, it looks like a barracks, or a blacksmith rather, going to be dropped down. I like the composition that he's got here. Spearman, Horseman. It's the perfect defense. But remember, in this situation here, you could just go for 100% on those Horsemen. But we've now got the upgrades coming through. It is actually going to be professional scouts, and you can see he's got survival techniques in queue as well. So he's going to be looking to get some deer underneath his own town center, I suspect. But now we'll continue to watch as an outpost begins coming up for Core. So we'll ride on board with Core, see how he's doing back towards the base. Everything just running pretty standard for Core at the moment, just continuing to rally units across the map. Still no sign of a spearman. So this is something that you've got to be very wary of, and I'm surprised that we don't actually see them even really preparing for the idea or the concept of going for this heavy cavalry, because when you've got the cavalry out like Beastie's got right now, chasing away this scout, it also opens up the potential for counterattacks. And counterattacks in 2v2 are really, really fun, just simply because there's more villagers on the map, which means with more villagers on the map, hey, that's more villagers to kill. So typically, think of like your 1v1, you're up against a Delhi player who has got, 3 patches of berries around their base. Well, congratulations, there's 3 berry patches that you can raid. But all of a sudden, when there's a second player on the enemy team, well, now that doubles to 6. So that's double the places that you can be effective with your raids. And as a result, that really makes cavalry strong in these team games. But now the push beginning to come up. The outpost is up. We can see back towards here. And now we've got a bit of a counterattack coming on. Look at the amount of units that Beastie's out here cleaning up Longbowmen, doing a great job here up against Core. One of his rivals, one of his greatest fans, but also one of his greatest rivals. Core has infamously defeated Beastie recently. I think it was a Holy Roman Empire mirror that Beastie was defeated in. And so now that's a bit of a meme. Core, typically not the kind of guy to beat Beastie, we'll say that much. But it looks like the double horseman is working a charm, at least the 1.5 horseman, we'll call it that much at this point in time. But let's jump over to Lash and see how he's doing. So Lash looking to expand down towards the south. There are deer down here. But remember, obviously Salami's got that professional scout. So it's only a matter of time before those scouts do look to pick those deer up. So definitely on a bit of a timer. There's Tenvilles out here as well. So he could start to think about an outpost. But now those knights as well as the longbowmen moving around towards that south side of the wood line. He's got access to another wood line over towards the west there. So hopefully that'll help him out a little bit more. Using the town center to great effect, just firing down on those longbowmen towards the middle. We see the counterattack. Actually, it's not a counterattack. It's just a couple of knights cleaning up a scout. But Beastie out here with 7 horsemen at the moment. We'll ride on board and check out how Beastie's doing. Let's see if we can find him. There we go. It looks like it's going to be a second town center coming up. We can see 288 on the stone at the moment. He loses 1 villager. Outpost going to be going up, but unfortunately also going to be taken out here. Numbers looking pretty healthy at the moment. No +1 through just yet for Core. We'll check back in his base and see if we can spot that blacksmith. Doesn't look like it just yet. Now a raid coming through. Looks like he's going to be hitting the gold mine. Beastie doing a great job, but back towards his own base. He's under pressure at the moment, but nothing really looks too scary. We don't see the blacksmith coming out, so that means no battering rams. We don't see any +1, so there's really not much punishment that... Oh, actually, am I blind? I might be blind. Blacksmith now up in the base of Core. I don't know whether I didn't see that the first time or whether I did and I'm just blind. I'm more likely to suspect that it's probably the fatigue setting it at this point. Let's just say that much. And by the way, YouTube, you moderators out there, I said fatigue. I didn't say any other words that start with F, so please don't demonetize this video. This is my living. But anyway, second town center now come up for Beastie Cutie. He is going to be booming to his heart's content. Obviously got that Song Dynasty as well. Speaking of Song Dynasty, where's the Barbican's down here? Bit of a weird Barbican spot, but I guess he's protecting the gold. This is interesting because I definitely feel like you can play an extended China without gold. You don't need gold. If you want to play a Choconu focus, then yeah, you probably need 2 to 3 villages on gold. But I would suspect that the meta for feudal China is going to involve almost no gold mining, just because of how strong imperial officials are. Well, not how strong that they are, but how prevalent they have become since this change. Speaking of prevalent, look at Beastie, and speaking of look at that, he's got 3 villages on gold, but 1,100 gold, and this is something that even I would say right now that Beastie is, arguably the best player in the world. Not one of the best players in the world, the best player in the world. And even he is stacking up 1,000 gold with China. And this just goes to show, that China is this good and people still haven't worked out exactly how to play them just yet. But my suspicion is you're not going to see, China is going to be a no gold civilization, as I said, especially in 2v2s. Just because, unless you're making Choconu and you're going ham, there's really no reason to do it. But those horsemen going to be escaping up towards the north. Interestingly, not opting to go via the gate. A lot of spearmen out here for Beastie as well. Continuing to hold on, but now the battering ram's going to be coming out. Obviously, these battering rams not as strong as they used to be. Only 420 health, which means that arrows from the town center, which, by the way, think about this, all right? So your standard arrow from the town center does 1 damage, right? They changed the town center in the most recent patch so that it was a bug fix. It probably was, I shouldn't say a change, it was just a bug fix. So they made it so it was so it now fires all 20 arrows if you've got 20 units garrisoned inside. Before, it would only fire up to 13 arrows. Even if you had 20 units inside, it would still only fire 13 arrows. So now all of a sudden, the battering ram's doing more damage. Why is it doing more damage? Well, because or rather, the battering ram's taking more damage. Why is it taking more damage? Because the town center's firing, but we'll talk about that in a little bit. Double spear, double horseman coming in. Horseman doing a great job cleaning up. No spears at all from the north team at the moment. French and English falling back away from this. The longbowmen just getting completely cleaned up. Knights nowhere near fast enough to run away from these spearmen as they continue to chase them down and force them away from that fight. There's no way they're repositioning through that. And look at the cleanup that's come through here. And this is largely just because of the numbers that have come out from Core and from Lash. Unfortunately, they've just been bleeding units non-stop, and now we've got a huge swing when it comes to the military numbers. So having a look at the top, you can see Beastie at the moment sitting on 33, Salami also on 33 military population. Compare that to Lash and Core, who's on 13 and 18. So when it comes to team numbers, things not looking well for our team in the north, and Beastie and Salami, bit of a strong team if I don't say so. But yeah, they're looking really good. Up towards that northern position, the longbows once again are going to be coming up. But remember, Horsemen, not only are they buffed up, but baby, they are strong right now. I'm loving the way that the Horsemen are in this patch. They seem a lot more prevalent, and I don't know whether that's a good thing. I'll be honest, it's probably not a good thing. Horsemen, typically, very annoying unit. But now that raid going to be coming in, up towards the north, away, forcing those villagers away from that gold mine. Longbowman coming out as well. He's going to be able to pick off one of the Horsemen. Looks to focus down a second one. Not going to be able to get it. Looks like it might be able to make it away. Indeed it does, and the Spearmen looking to regroup as well. Plenty of units out here for Beastie at the moment. Moves up towards this northern position. He's found a great little spot here. Berries together with the deer. Absolutely love that one. He's worked his way through on this as well. Villager count for Beastie at the moment reaching 79, so has a strong villager lead. And when you consider it to Core and Lash, I mean, he's actually got pretty much as many villagers as they've got together. So his economy right now, it's absolutely popping off. He's stacking up a bit of resources, though. That's okay, though. It's one of those games. It's a high-octane team game. There's no real problem with doing that, but we'll check out how we've got Salami going, because Salami is going to the third age. You can see that reflected on the UI here. It's got that nice little circle there. So it's going to be the Compound of the Defender. Now, I think I'd probably say Compound of the Defender getting a nerf in the most recent patch. Now, obviously nothing actually changed for the landmark, but it does mean that your, how would I say it? Your keeps, they are going to be a lot harder to maintain the structural integrity of them in this patch, because they obviously cost stone to repair rather than costing, you know, what would have normally been wood. And so as a result, you're making less of them, and even though they are cheaper, it just means that, you know, you're probably not making as many as you're used to. Let's just put it that way. But we've got forces now for Salami moving back. Two of our northern players looking to cap the first sacred site, or decap the first sacred site. We could see that Salami was down here attempting to take it. Obviously 3 sacred sites on this map, but now Salami going to be under attack on that gold mine once again. Beastie will ride on board with him, and oh my lord, he's got the granaries out. Hey, we got our numbers back. Look at that. Where did they go? They just turn up sometimes. It's like me when I had a job. You just, sometimes you turn up, sometimes you're a mystery. You know. Look at that. It came back up. Where were you hiding? Where were you hiding, Seven? Oh, look, on some players it's there. So it's on Beastie, but it's on nobody else. Look at that. Beastie's got it, but no one else has got it. Beastie now hitting that Song Dynasty, apparently. Knight's going to be under the town center, repelled away by the Spearmen. More Knights coming through as well. We're still yet to see age ups coming through from Lash or from Core, so it's a nice little timing here from those two guys. Definitely going all in, but I can't help but feel this is a strategy best served in 2021. In 2022, though, players just know how to counter this, and we see both of the enemy players looking to age up now, Beastie as well as Salami in that age 3. Beastie going to be pumping out units non-stop. We can see he's got plenty of military population. The Elephant now coming out. Beautiful timing on the Elephant pop from Salami. Trying their best to get us around. The Veteran Spearman going to be coming through. Beautiful timing on that upgrade as well. We've got wonderful timings here. Horsemen moving forward. Just getting some nice little stabbies in. And the cleanup is looking very strong as this push does get repelled. Knight's going to be trying their best up against that War Elephant. But just remember, he does a lot of damage against these bad boys and completely cleans that up. Now we've got 2 players in the Castle Age who have pretty much got a military... Well, not pretty much. They've got a military lead. And we've got 2 players stuck in the Feudal Age with no tech lead, no economic lead, and definitely no military lead at this point, which leaves Core and Lash in a difficult spot. Together between them, 104 villagers. Look how many villagers Beastie's got. It's 105. So even just Beastie by himself right now has got a significantly, well, not a significantly, but just a stronger economy than both of the enemy players. Now, this is the Chinese dream right here. I got to turn off the UI. Let's just enjoy that. I got to get a picture of that. That is the dream Chinese team game right there. A little bit of a raid coming through. Lash trying his best to get back in. Imperial official, for once in her life, surviving, or his life, because it is a dude. Those villagers are running fast. Are they Yuan Dynasty villagers? No, they're not. Not yet. Spearman just getting some good trades in. Horseman going to be able to come out and clean that one up. Attacks on the other side of the map as well. Looks like the War Elephant going to be able to finally catch up to those Royal Knights. You can see the players, you know, putting off the defend here, attack here notifications. You got to love those. Do you guys remember when Age of Empires 4 came out originally? And that your enemy could see that, and you'd just be playing and you'd see like defend here, and like, because people would accidentally do it. I remember when that would happen, and I would just respond back with my own pings. I'd just start pinging, like they would ping like attack here, and I'd be like attack here, attack here, attack here. They were the good old days. Look how much damage that single War Elephant did to the Royal Knight. It took it down. I mean, it's going to heal back up. He's got chivalry. So he's going to be fine, but Cyan, oh my lord, the war elephant. She hits hard, baby. She hits very hard. All right, well, everything looking good at the moment for Salami and for Beastie. Beastie actually approaching right now the 200 population. And, you know, earlier we spoke about the fact that, you know, you want to have a support player, you want to have a carry. Well, I mean, if you pick China, you're basically picking as the carry. It's like picking... I was going to say Kronos in Hon, but, you know, Hon's dead now, so I can't really reference that. So let's just go with Void. It's like picking Void in, is it Void? It's Void, right? Faceless Void in Dota 2. I mean, that's basically China. It is, don't let him get to 3 items. If he gets to 3 items, we're going to be having a tough time. Or for all you League of Legends players, it's like a Vayne. Let's just go with that. You know, you don't want them to get ahead. And unfortunately, China... it's ahead now. And now a little bit of a cleanup in the middle of the map. Core with the upgraded veteran longbowman. He's going to be trying his best, but unfortunately that's a lot of veteran horsemen. And these are the upgraded veteran horsemen. Remember that. These guys have got 5 pierce armor. That is a huge amount compared to the 9 damage that the veteran longbowmen do. These guys are barely taking a single bit of damage. Look at that coming out. They're doing their volleys. Someone's screaming out over on that east side, and now we've got to keep coming down. Things starting to look good. The Wololo going to be coming off in the base here of Core. He's trying to hold on. He's going to be able to force these units back and get himself a nice little trade. But at the same time, that keep is coming up for Beastie. He's looking to just smash down keeps. You can see he's got 1,200 stone in the bank as well. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a couple more keeps slowly but steadily coming in on the base of Core. In the middle of the map, we see the sacred site has been captured. Down towards the south, it's still yet to be taken, but a keep going to be coming up for Salami as well. So both of these southern players looking to keep up with the Kardashians, as well as we continue to see walls coming up. Not going to be stone walls, at least just not yet. Spearman going to be doing it. More keeps coming up as well for Beastie. And now the question becomes whether we're going to start to see trebuchets or anything like that on the defense, but the King's Palace, it's not going to be able to provide that extra bonus. And look at the amount of units that are here in the base now. Beastie just holding on, sitting on 200 population, 130 of which are villagers, 70 which are military. He just sits here with this trash army and just continues pumping out stuff non-stop. Look at him go. Just 2v1ing at this point in time. I'm not sure exactly where Salami is, but to be honest, it doesn't even really matter at this point. Beastie is just steamrolling over this game. Looking really, really strong. Now, when it comes to this 2v2 series, I don't think I'm going to be casting too many more of these guys. Unfortunately, these were played a couple of days ago. And as you guys would see on the channel, I haven't actually posted videos in the last couple of days. You may want to know why that is. I'll provide you a little bit of insight. The reason was because I had a dead hard drive. That is right. One of my hard drives died. I lost everything on the hard drive. Well, I say that, but I did a little bit of hacks. And I actually got all my stuff back. It took me 23 hours to diagnose and to repair, but we're all good. We're all back. I got Windows 11, and Beastie and Salami have got a beautiful 2v2 victory, demonstrating that Chinese strength, as well as that Delhi strength in the early game, and the English and French players going down. Fellas, I hope you've enjoyed this casted game, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for watching.